with myself. Serenity is the highest point of peace, the most powerful expression of peace. Peace is calmness. Calmness is when there is no disturbance in my thoughts and in my feelings. When I am calm, I truly have become the master of a situation. I keep myself free from allowing negative influences to dominate me. When I am calm, I am aware and I am alert to keeping the quality of peace as a sacred point of reference within myself. I will not allow it to be hidden or to be forgotten. If I have found peace, I have found the greatest treasure. To keep this peace, let me not become too critical of others. Let me not overreact to them. Let there be a quiet acceptance, a humble tolerance, which keeps good feelings and positive vision, even towards those who seem to like creating chaos and negativity. To be in peace will make me generous towards others. To be in peace means I save, I economize on the energy of my thoughts.
Om Shanti, good morning and welcome all the angels to this session on applying a full stop. Can you hear us okay? Is the voice okay?
Yes, it is. Brother, it is. Yes.
Okay. Let me start by just giving our wishes on Mother's Day to all the angels here, especially all the mothers. Very happy Mother's Day. The topic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
So this topic that we chose today, applying a full stop. We've been on this spiritual journey where the very first step in spiritual journey is say, I need to be able to channelize my thoughts into the positive direction, into the reality, away from the illusion. Now, one thing that is pretty much the first step in meditation is to be able to apply a full stop to the unnecessary thoughts or the waste thoughts or any questions that come in the mind, unnecessary questions. There's always this inner commentary or inner chatter that goes on. And I can only go deeper into meditation and experience myself as a spiritual being when I'm able to kind of put a stop on those thoughts. And so we thought, why not we discuss and explore together? So it's a very interactive session. Please feel free to come in, share your thoughts and ask questions as well. So we'll try and see how can we apply a full stop. Is this board visible to you? Can you see? Or I can bring this closer maybe a little bit more.
Yes, you can see it.
Yes. Okay.
It's very clear.
Yeah. So applying full stop. Now, if you really see, applying a full stop is possibly the easiest thing we could do, right? How do we apply a full stop? So if I have a marker, what do I need to do to apply a full stop?
Just a dot.
Just a dot, right? This is a full stop, right? And when we were growing up, we were learning about language and English, and then this full stop is the easiest, right? You just put a full stop. What are the other punctuation marks that we have learned apart from full stop? So one is full stop. What are a few others?
Question mark.
Yeah, question mark. This is a full stop. This is the question mark. What else? What are some
Commas.
Commas. And what?
Exclamation
A
mark.
colon.
Oh, yeah. Exclamation mark. Yeah. Exclamation mark. Sometimes a colon or a semicolon.
A colon.
Yeah, colons.
Semicolon.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. So, if in terms of written language, and all these have a purpose, right? So, full stop is when an old sentence is finished, is completed, and a new sentence begins. So I cannot just apply a full stop in the middle of a sentence, can I? I cannot. I can apply a comma, probably. But applying a full stop means that sentence needs to be completed. And then I can put a full stop. And after the full stop, it's like I'm starting a new sentence. So new sentence is started. So if I look at my thoughts and see that applying a full stop, the key word here is actually is the word full. It's the word full. So if I look at my thoughts one by one, if I see fullness in thoughts, whatever is happening, a series of thoughts are coming. If I'm able to see the fullness, if I'm able to see the completeness, or if I'm able to see the bigger picture, then I can easily put a dot. But if I'm not able to see the whole picture, and I'm still not able to make sense of what is happening, I cannot put a full stop. Isn't it true? So if I'm able to easily comprehend and make sense and understand the origin of my thoughts, and understand that whatever is happening is for my benefit, and be able to recognize and realize that benefit, only then I can put a full stop. Otherwise, the mind becomes a little crooked in the sense it's not sure whether here or there or this turn or that turn. Then I'll go into the expansion, and the expansion always has questions. It is okay to have questions in order to understand the larger picture, but questions about a scene in the drama, or questions like why me, why not the other person, or why is this happening in the world right now? Questions that create more anxiety or fear. Those questions the mind will not go into once I have understood the larger scheme of things and the larger picture. And so when we look at the word full stop, there are actually two words: full and stop. The word full is when I feel full within. A very easy way to understand it is if I'm empty inside, then I cannot stop my thoughts. Then what happens is, if I'm empty, I need a flow of energy from external to internal in order to feel full within. When I'm full inside, then a natural flow of energy happens from inside to outside. There's no emptiness inside. It's like, we are all experienced with, these hurricanes and tornadoes and storms. Now, why do these storms or hurricanes come? It is because there is a pressure drop at some location. And when there is a pressure drop, the winds from all over, they flow in order to compensate for that pressure drop. And so once the pressure drop is stabilized, then there is no flow. Then the flow stops. Right? So in the same way, when the energy of the soul goes down, then suddenly there is a rush of thoughts in the form of a storm or a tornado that I experience in my mind. And the way to calm it down is very simply to elevate my state of mind, to make it full, to make it complete. So the moment I'm full, I can stop. The moment I'm full, I can stop. So full in my state of being, full in my experience of life. And just this morning we were discussing how fullness is actually in different qualities of the soul. Fullness in peace, fullness in love, fullness in happiness, fullness in contentment, fullness in success. So when I completely feel full of all these divine qualities, virtues, and powers, so filled with the power of peace, filled with the power of love, then I can easily put a full stop. So full of my innate qualities. And it's very interesting to see if I'm full, then I can fulfill. Meaning, if I'm full within, then I can fulfill someone else's needs as well. Then I can be of help to the other person as well. And if I then further look into how to be full, How can I reach a state of being that is completely full? What is the art of not leaking the energy, holding the energy together? And a nice way to understand it is, suppose I have a bucket or I have a pot. I have a pot. This is ground and this is my pot. Suppose there is rain coming down, pouring rain, and what do I need to do in order to fill this pot? What do you think? So I have a pot and there is pouring rain outside. What do I need to do in order to fill the pot with water?
Let the rainwater fill in.
Exactly. I just put the pot in the rain so that the rain just fills, and there's no effort involved in filling the pot. It's a very natural process. But what if instead of like this, you cannot see this, right? Instead of
Wrong color. Can't see the color.
okay. So
It's better.
yeah, thank you. Instead of like this, I keep the pot like this. Then can I fill the pot?
No,
We cannot, right?
fill the earth.
Yeah. So here it's interesting, right? So the pot here faces ground, and the pot here faces sky. Right? So what do I need to do to be full is I need to face the sky. When I face the ground, no matter how much I try. So the rain is the shower of powers, love, and blessing coming from the Supreme Source. He's always giving. That shower is always coming. Those rays of light are always there. I just need to understand how to put my pot in the right positioning. That's it. It's very simple. I just allow myself, I become open and just allow myself to be filled with that love. And really in meditation, I don't have to do anything. I can just allow myself to be open, to face the sky, meaning in my mind, I'm not facing the ground. The ground represents the mundane or the physical, or the world of the raw. I'm just easily looking at the sky, looking at the bigger scheme of things, looking at the eternal, looking at the unlimited. And then I automatically experience that I am getting full, I am getting full, I am getting full. And of course, some other aspects I need to take into account is to make sure there are no holes. Even if I have kept the pot in the right manner, but if there are holes, it cannot hold. So just a little attention to plug those holes. And those holes are just some of the ways in which I can lose the spiritual energy that comes from the divine is through maybe some actions or some habits or some repeated thoughts. I just, with little attention, I just plug them, and then I'm easily able to be full. And once I'm full, the pot doesn't move, it's stable. In Hindi, it's a very nice phrase. They say, Adajal Gagari Chalkat Jai, means a pot that is half filled. It splashes water all over. A pot that is full is quiet, is idle, it's stable. And so a mind that is full can easily stay at rest, can easily put a stop. So I don't need to go into expansion. Expansion, detailing, questions, comparisons, judgments, criticisms, assumptions, imaginations, doubts, fears, all this in the expansion. All this is on the level of ground. But the level of sky is unlimited. The level of sky is exciting. It's like taking a flight. So just being full, and I can put a stop very easily. So let us take a few moments and just experience. Let us hold our mind in the right position of not seeing the role down below, but to be open to look at the world of the soul, to look at the world beyond the sky, to look at my eternal reality, eternal existence, as beings of light. And the moment I look above, I can go beyond. Beyond the mundane, beyond the physical. I can easily put a stop because I'm facing the reality. And just being aware of our eternal existence, the entire humanity. We're all these spiritual beings, stars. And we begin to feel the presence of the Supreme Star. We can easily feel his rays coming and nurturing a part of me that is very, very innocent, that only God knows and I know. That is my original nature. And my original nature is of fullness. Light is full. I am light, I am full. feeling that presence of the divine and his canopy, his love. Let me feel that my heart is getting flooded with these eternal feelings. My mind is now full, soaked up, drenched with God's energy, God's power. And when I'm full, I see everything at peace, still. Om Shanti. Now, another way to look at full stop is in terms of brake, applying brake. We all drive cars, not so much these days, but we all drive cars. And it's very interesting how a brake functions. So, the car is so big and it is going with such a fast speed. And if I apply a brake, then within a few seconds, I can come to rest. And, the force with which I press the brake pedal is very small. I just touch it, that's all. But what happens inside the car that it suddenly comes to a stop? What is the mechanism? That such a fast-moving, big, heavy car, but just a small push can stop. Maybe, I don't know if Simran Bhai is here, he's in the world of transmissions, right? Or anyone, would you like to comment on that? What happens? How does a car stop? How do brakes function? It's intriguing, isn't it? A little force and it gets amplified, right? It gets amplified and then the car is able to be stopped. So what actually happens is that suppose this is my feet, right? And this is the brake pedal, little pedal. So this is connected through a piston, and there is fluid all over. And this is then connected to a very large area. And this is then connected to the wheel. So when I push it here, then the pressure gets transmitted. And pressure is force divided by area. So larger the area, larger is the force because pressure stays constant. And so even if I apply a little force here, it gets amplified into a very large magnitude of force at the wheels. So wheels are experiencing a very large force. And so it can easily stop. And if I apply the same analogy to my thoughts, so in order to stop the thoughts, stop the wasteful thoughts, or stop the thoughts of any fear or doubt or uncertainty. What I need to do is to just give some time to develop this amplification system. Amplification system. So what is this amplification system? The amplification system is from small to big. From small to big. When it goes from small to big, the force multiplies. So in the same way, when I go from limited to unlimited, if I make the small very big, what is small? The soul is small. Tiny, can't see it. But if I make it big in my mind, the Supreme is tiny, but if I can make him big in my mind, like feelings of love, feelings of care for each other, if I can make it big in my mind, so I just zoom in. I zoom in. The word zoom is interesting now. We're all on Zoom right now. Just zooming in. Zooming in. Just zooming in on really what that matters and amplifying it within my mind. And then if I have made a little effort with time and interest and attention to build that machinery within, then I can easily, if a wasteful storm comes in my mind, I can just remember I am a peaceful soul, right? And then when this whole mechanism has been built up, then suddenly that thought multiplies. It grows, means it takes power and it can easily break any wasteful thought. We don't always need to apply brake, right? We have accelerator, we have brake, we have gears, we have steering, everything. But the moment I see a danger ahead, I need to apply a brake. So if I see my mind is racing and it can create an accident, I'm in a situation where suddenly some reactions flare up and something can happen. It is at that time that I need to apply a brake. And brake will work very easily. I just need to make some time to create this inner mechanism of amplifying the invisible, amplifying the real, amplifying the part of me that often gets neglected. So during the day, I can just sit and quietly write a few thoughts about my original being. And then with that, once I have created that mechanism, then it's very easy to apply a full stop. When the brake is working properly, I can really enjoy my drive without having to think about anything, right? If the brake is not working, even if I'm accelerating or even if the scenes are beautiful around, but I'll be in fear, right? Because I can hit someone or someone can hit me. Same goes with life. Once my brakes are working fine, once I have control of my mind, okay, I can apply a brake, I can accelerate, easily. Then in relationships, especially, I can enjoy every moment. I can cherish everyone's presence. And then the example we give is to be loving and detached. So I can easily be loving and detached. So like we are on Zoom, we are just seeing each other virtually through our little IDs. And we are talking, but there will be a time when we'll hit that red button. And after that, we all disappear. Right? But we know that we will disappear, but we are enjoying this moment. In the same way, I'll enjoy life each and every moment. Another aspect, so this is about break. So in spirituality, we often use this term breaking power. Breaking power. So this is receiving or catching power. This is catching power. And this is break or breaking power. The power with which I can apply the break. Another way to look at full stop is that full stop can be applied by a mind that is simple. Simple. So if I live my life very simply, and simplicity has a lot of power, immense power. You know, the IT or the internet we are all connected to. You know, how does it work? What are the two numbers that it works with? Two numbers. You know, the two numbers that are the foundation of IT.
0 and 1.
Very nice. Yes. Yeah. 0 and 1. Yeah. 0 and 1. Call them binary. Binary. And it is very simple. In between 0 and 1, how many numbers are there? If I include fractions also, how many numbers are there? In between 0 and 1. Infinite, right? There's so many numbers. Fractions, fractions, fractions. So a life that is simple, a mind that is simple, just operates either white or black, simple, binary. So either I'm, so the way to look at it is to see everything in terms of soul and role. Soul and role. So everything that can bother me is in the world of role. But I am not the role, I am the soul. So if I live very simply, just 0 and 1, soul and role, then whatever is in the role, I can just say, no, it is not my world, it is the world of role. Then my world is the world of soul, and I can easily detach. See, between white and black is gray. And whenever there is gray, there is confusion. Because gray can have infinite shades. And so when the mind functions in gray consciousness, right, or we say the mind becomes confused because it is not able to realize which is the soul, which is the role. It is all getting mixed up, complicated. It has forgotten the soul. And that becomes a complex mind, a mind that operates on various shades of this gray. It's a complex mind. A mind that simply operates on 0 and 1, that is the soul and the role, is a very simple mind. And a simple mind can easily put a stop. And also go, stop and go. But a complex mind, it's difficult. So to create that contrast, it's a very nice and important exercise is to create a contrast, meaning to look at things in reality. For example, if something is temporary, to look at it as temporary and not as permanent, and then plan accordingly. It's like in meditation, when I look at whatever is happening in the physical or in the physical life as temporary. They say human beings live as if they will never die and die as if they had never lived. So to take life as just a little piece in the eternal scheme of things. Right? Even the home that I'm living in, it won't be there forever. But if I can see it, and when I create this contrast between the permanent and the temporary, between the real and the imaginary, right, or the illusion, then it's very easy to stay true to myself, and then I can enjoy life. Then I won't have any fear. Then I can easily put a full stop. I can easily put a full stop to something that is not important. Something that is important to me, it's difficult to put a full stop. If something is happening in the life of someone whom I don't even know, I won't be thinking about it. But I'll think about what is happening with me or my immediate friends or family. So when I create a contrast between I, the soul, a being of light, and the role that I'm playing, then it's very easy to put a full stop. So we call it binary thinking. Binary thinking. Or simple thinking. Simple thinking. There is a lot of power in simplicity. A simple mind can go deep. I mean, if you look at mathematics, right, a lot of things that are so deep are very, very simple. Things that are profound are very simple. So a simple mind can go deep, and a complex mind will only stay in the shallow. Today we were discussing this beautiful analogy of the ocean. Ocean. So an ocean has waves on the top, but the bottom of the ocean is very silent, very still, very still. So complex mind will be here. Will be in the waves, and the waves will be pushing, pulling, chaotic. And a simple mind will be in the depth, can easily understand the depth of things. And to understand the depth, to be simple, I just need to create that space, contrast between what is real, what is unreal. Even in science, right? Like the discovery of atoms and the quantum theory and everything, it's all related to just seeing things from a different perspective. So it's the same way to develop an eye to see the invisible, to develop the eye to tap into the undercurrents of energy exchange rather than just looking at the obvious, because the obvious will always be complicated. And now as times are coming, moving ahead, we'll see these complexities increase even further, as small waves turn into large waves. Right? Those large waves can even become tsunamis at times. In terms of the situations in the world changing, and even in my personal life, it could be like that. But when I am able to be simple, I the soul, and this role is different. So a simple mind can go deep, and deep within, I can play with the gems of my qualities. I can experience the stillness that is within me. I can experience the unlimited love that is coming from the divine. So all of that becomes my reality, becomes my experience when I'm simple. Another way to look at it is, we say letters, just 0 and 1. 0 and 1. So 0 means who am I? And 1 means? 1 means?
The role.
Yes? Who is? Who is? Who will say? Who is? 1. Just the 1. So we say, who is mine? Mine. I am 0 means I am a being of light. 0, soul. And who is mine? Just the 1, the Supreme Soul. That's all. This is called simple life. Simple life. Easy life. Today we're discussing easy yoga. Easy yogi life is just to live in these two numbers. 0, who am I? Who is mine? Because all the waste thoughts originate from a false identification of my identity, who I really feel I am, and a false identification of who I really feel belongs to me. Who am I? I'm not this role, I'm not this name, not this body. I am a being of light that is eternal, invisible, real, a soul. That's 0. 0 means, the 0, it's very interesting. This number 0, the number 0 is complete, is full, right? The number 0 is full because it's complete. So I am that 0, and mine is only 1. That is the Supreme. Because everything else is temporary. Even the body is temporary, not permanent. The moment I leave this body, everything that I have known of I'll forget. I'll take another body and I'll begin from a different time altogether. But the only constant in the life of the soul is the Supreme Soul. That's the only constant influence on my life as a soul, is of the Supreme Soul. So when I can live my life in 0 and 1, and Dadi Janki, many of you might know, she was the spiritual head of Brahma Kumaris, who left the body in March at the age of 104 years. she had this mantra, who am I, who is mine. So if anyone asks her to give a class or lecture, she will always start with this, who am I, who is mine. And she lived it. And she was tireless. She lived until the age of 104. Even at the age of 103 and 4, she traveled across the world. She made a world record of traveling the most number of miles at such age. To travel like around 70 or 80,000 kilometers. Because her mind was simple. She could be in depth. And that's why she was called the most stable mind in the world. Why? Because her mind was simple. She could be deep. They call it brain wave, right? We have alpha, beta, theta, delta, right? So delta waves are from a mind which is very silent still. So delta waves are basically of a simple mind, nothing complicated. Children are simple, right? Children are very simple. They think simply. They don't know how to manipulate things, how to make stories, this, that. Small children. And so there's so much to learn from them because they think very simply. There are 3 words: a simple, sample, example. Simple, we call it simple. Then sample, example. So when I have a simple mind, my life, it can be a sample. It can be a sample and an example for everyone else. It all stems from simplicity. Simplicity. And so when I make my life, make my mind operate on this simple formula, who am I, who is mine, I can easily put a full stop to whatever I am not and whatever doesn't belong to me, right? It's very easy and natural. As if it is happening in someone else's life, right? And I can easily put a full stop. So it comes very naturally. There's no effort involved. So just more and more when I look at my journey and make it very simple, I feel complete, full. Then it's very easy to not get entangled in the complications. There is a nice video clip that we will watch. It is about the journey, of a little piece and his journey towards completion, fullness, and how his encounter with the one who is always complete, that is the Supreme, allows him to become full and complete. So I'll just
The missing piece sat alone, waiting for someone to come along and take it somewhere. Some fit, but could not roll. Others could roll, but did not fit. One didn't know a thing about fitting. And another didn't know a thing about anything. One was too delicate. One put it on a pedestal and left it there. Some had too many pieces missing. It learned to hide from the hungry ones. Others rolled right by without noticing. It tried to make itself more attractive. It didn't help. It tried being flashy. But that just frightened away the shy ones. At last, one came along that fit just right. But all of a sudden, the missing piece began to grow and grow. I didn't know you were going to grow. I didn't know it either, said the missing piece. I'm looking for my missing piece, one that won't increase. And then one day, one came along who looked different. What do you want of me? Asked the missing piece. Nothing. What do you need from me? Nothing. Who are you? I am the Big O, said the Big O. I think you are the one I have been waiting for. Maybe I am your missing piece. But I am not missing a piece. There is no place you would fit. That is too bad. I was hoping that perhaps I could roll with you. You cannot roll with me, but perhaps you can roll by yourself. By myself? A missing piece cannot roll by itself. Have you ever tried? But I have sharp corners. I am not shaped for rolling. Corners wear off and shapes change. Anyhow, I must say goodbye. Perhaps we will meet again. And away it rolled. The missing piece was alone again. For a long time, it just sat there. Then, slowly, it lifted itself up on one end and flopped over. Then lift, pull, flop. It began to move forward, and soon its edges began to wear off. Lift, pull, flop, lift, pull, flop. And its shape began to change, and then it was bumping instead of flopping. And then it was bouncing instead of bumping. And then it was rolling instead of bouncing. And it didn't know where, and it didn't care. It was rolling.
So that is like our experience in life. Waiting for a missing piece. We all feel that we are empty at times and looking for something or someone in the world outside. But it's how the big O represents the Supreme Being who is full, always, doesn't need anything. And then just by looking at Him and then His guidance allows me to do this inner work of then, smoothing my corners and then becoming full. So this is a journey of spirituality. Right? That's the journey in meditation, actually. The journey is to experience the fullness within. And the interesting thing is, the point is also like a circle. You reduce the diameter of the circle and becomes a point. So when we talk about full stop, it's like when I'm just a point. A point. I'm full and I'm a point. Full and point. And in spirituality, the way the words that we use for this is we call it Bindu and Sindhu. These are Hindi words, but Bindu means a point and Sindhu means ocean. So as tiny as a point, but as deep as an ocean. This is what life seems to be like. As simple as a point and as deep as an ocean. So the ocean, the depth of the ocean is in that silence and in that profound experience. And that's how God also operates. He is a point and He's the ocean. We say, God, you are the ocean of love. Why? Because He is a point. And to the extent that I have become a point, to that extent I can feel my heart open up like an ocean, be unlimited. I can feel my heart just expanding so that it can encompass everyone in this world, just like God. And so the practice is to be a point, and then I become full. And then my mind is silent, and it just stops from thinking anything that is unnecessary. Unnecessary. So thank you, and those were a few thoughts that we've been reflecting on. But so the full stop is the first aspect we covered was full. When I'm full, then I can stop. Full of my innate qualities of love, peace, happiness, and then how to be full is to open myself up to the energy of the divine, not to face the ground, but to face the sky. When I face the ground, then I lose everything, right? Because even if there's something here, it will all fall down as soon as it faces the ground. And in Hindi, in mythology, there's a very interesting character, and his name is Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna is called the brother of Ravan and is depicted as a demon. And what is shown about the speciality of Kumbhakarna is that he will hear whatever words, but he keeps sleeping for 6 months. So he likes to sleep. So Kumbhakarna, Karna means ear, and Kumbha means a pot. So his ears become like a inverted pot, like this. So whatever you tell him, he won't listen because it's not getting inside him. So our perspective has to be just completely shifted. Need to face the sky, to the eternal and not the temporary. And we call it, this is the catching power. And then we looked at how brakes are applied in our cars, and how the braking power is all about amplifying the limited to the unlimited. And all I have to do is to create or to build that inner mechanism so that I can just see the unlimited, and then I can easily amplify. I can see the invisible, amplify the invisible, and the influence of the invisible in my life. Look at myself as invisible, others as this invisible lights. Look at and focus on invisible aspects. Focus on the love that is invisible in our relationships. Focus on the respect. Just focus on the invisible energy, not the visible. That leaks my energy. But the more I'm invisible, I can easily amplify, and then I can increase my breaking power. Then we looked into how binary thinking of creating a contrast between 0 and 1, to think in terms of soul and role. So the role is the story, and soul is who I really am. And so whenever any thought of the role comes, I can drop it because it's not me. Drop it, and I can just easily stop it. Drop it and stop it. I think we can probably write that as well. Where can we? Let's write it here. Drop and stop. So I drop the story and stop my thoughts, wasteful thoughts. Drop the story and stop the wasteful thoughts. So then we looked at how being simple is very powerful. And simple mind goes deep, a complex mind goes in the complexities, in the chaos. And when I'm simple, I can be a sample and an example. Then we looked at 0 and 1. 0 is who am I? 1 is who is mine. To just operate from that consciousness. And a very simple formula to live. A simple life. I am a soul, and mine is just one supreme soul. Everything else is expansion. This is the essence. Everything else is expansion. And I can easily just stay in the essence. And when there is essence, then there is power. I can hold my life in a very beautiful, dignified way. And then we've watched this video about the journey towards fullness, towards becoming a 0, is to have faith in myself, to get inspirations from the Supreme, and have faith and do that inner work of smoothening my corners. And it's a beautiful journey. And then once I become full, then I can easily live life of beauty and stop anything that is unnecessary. And then we looked at how becoming that full or makes me a point and an ocean. So both the qualities, subtle like a point and vast like an ocean, like God. This is what God is like, 0 and ocean, Bindu and Sindhu. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining. We'll open it up for any thoughts, questions, or anything that you would like to share at this point. Please feel free to. So, if there are no thoughts, then what we'll do is we'll read a little card for each and every one of us here. And this card is a little blessing that is coming from the divine. Okay, so we'll start with Archana. Archana ji from top. So this is your blessing, Archana Ben. With your light-hearted nature and good attitude, others become free from their worries in your company. This is for Gautam's iPad. I think it's Simran Bhai. You are aware of where your attention goes and direct your energies to grow virtues and strengths.
Yeah, thank you, Saurabh. This is for Neeta Bhen, actually. I'm the
Acha.
other partner.
Oh, okay. So this is for Neeta Ben. Okay.
I would
And-
like to add here, never say that blessing is for the person for whom it is given.
yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
So maybe that was for you, Simran Bhai.
Yes, that's right. Thank you,
This
Archana.
is, now this is for Neeta Ben. Your eyes shine the sparkle of light and might of your pure heart. And this is for Virender Bhai. You are courageous. You stay light and cheerful by passing through everything as a game. And this is for Joy. Joy, you're able to transform the atmosphere through your pure heart and love for the world family. And this is for Anuben, I believe. Is that you on the phone, Anuben? 734-812?
Yes, that's me, brother. Yeah.
You have firm faith in knowing that when you align yourself with your highest values, your victory is guaranteed.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is for Aditi. Hello, Aditi. You constantly experience self-progress, and in your company, others get empowered to succeed and move forward. Thank you for joining, Aditi. And this is for Giovanna. Is it Giovanna? Through your face filled with happiness and divine virtues, you give happiness to many.
Thank you.
Thank you. And this is Harjeet. Harjeet ji, Harjeet Ben. Your positive thoughts provide pure energy to everyone around you. Thank you for joining, Harjeet Ben. And
Thank you, brother.
thank you. We see iPad guest. I don't know who that is on the other side. A beautiful soul. This is for you. The blossoms of your positive and pure thoughts make your world beautiful.
Brother.
Thank you. And there is, I believe, another iPad guest. You illuminate the path to success through the light of your inner contentment. And this is Jayashri ji. This is for you. Your true beauty is the light of virtues that shines through your smile and every action. Your inner beauty is incomparable. Thank you for joining. And then Khushbu Ben, this is for you. In all your activities and practical life, you are an inspiring example for others. Thank you for being that example. Thank you for joining. And this is Madhav. Hello, Madhav. This is for you. You're always gentle on yourself and encourage yourself to let go and move on. Thank you for joining us, Madhav. And this is for Manisha. Manisha ji, this is for you. You see everyone's specialities and goodness. You color the world with your beauty, with the beauty of your positive vision. This is for you. Thank you for joining. And this is for Mali. Sister Mali, this is for you. You think before you think and choose only high quality thoughts. Beautiful. Thank you for joining, Mali. And this is for, I think, is it Sandhya Ben? This is for you, Sandhya Ben. Your ability to embrace change equips you to spread joy and enjoy your inner beauty. Thank you. Thank you. This is for Jatin Bhai. You constantly progress in life because you see every situation as an opportunity to learn and grow.
Thank you. He is not here.
Thank you, Jatin Bhai. And we have Rekha Ben. Rekha Ben, this is for you. You always keep self-respect in your awareness and hold others in high honor.
Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you, Rekha Ben. Is Bhartesh Bhai there?
He's around.
This is for
Not
him.
right here.
You shine the light of respect. You recognize that each human being is unique and appreciate the beauty that each one adds to life, like flowers in a garden.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you. And this is for Suparnas. Suparnaji, this is for you. Every day is new and precious. You realize this and welcome each moment with wondrous joy.
Thank you, Bhai. Om
Thank you.
Shanti.
Om Shanti. And this is for Sheetalji. Sheetalji, this is you have a generous heart. You see the strength of every soul you meet.
Thank you, Saurabh Bhai. That's very sweet.
Thank you. Thank you for joining. And this is for Sister Dina. Dina Ben, this is for you. By making God the light of your life becomes a beacon of hope in the world.
Thank you.
Constantly providing hope to everyone in the world. And we have the phone number 734-667-2103. Beautiful angel on the other side. You inspired. Yeah. Who is this?
I'm Saroj Bhatia. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Saroj Ben. Om Shanti. This is for you, Saroj Ben. You inspire trust in others because they know you wish for their well-being. Because of this, the good and true treasures of life are always on your doorstep.
Thank you, brother. Beautiful. Thank you for your blessings.
Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Anyone else? We didn't get chance to share. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay. Excellent. Any final thoughts? Anyone?
One for yourself.
Okay. One for Saurabh. Okay, let's see. It says, your good heart is a sacred space that welcomes the world. Those who enter hear the bells of sweet silence and remember their holy beauty.
Very special.
Very nice.
I would like to add over here, Saurabh bhai. आज की जो मुरली है ना, बाबा ने कहा मंथन करो, तो ये एक जरिया हो सकता है कि बाबा बता रहा है कि बच्चे तेरे में ये खासियत है.
Thank you so much. When we all get together, then Baba just inspires each one.
Saurabh, could you please repeat what you said? I am a soul, and could you complete that because
Sure.
I missed it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. It's like the realization that I am a soul and I belong to the Supreme. So 0 is I am a soul and 1 is none but one. There's no one else, but only God's influence in my life is allowed. No one else. So when I keep my mind simple, then everything becomes simple. So,
thank you so much.
Thank you. So if I keep this formula in my mind, I am a soul and I belong to the one. I am a soul, I belong to the one. And the more I think about it deeply, and then life takes a new meaning altogether. Okay. Any final thoughts? Anyone? like to add?
Thank you to you and Baba for wonderful session.
Thank you.
And wonderful
Yeah.
family.
Thank you for this.
Thank you. Yeah.
We can
Thank
all
you.
Beautiful.
try and turn on our videos for a second, if that's okay. We can just see each other. Very nice.
Thank you, brother, for a wonderful
Thank you.
class. It was very helpful. Thank you. Om
Thank you.
Shanti.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Brother
Thank you.
Saurabh. That was wonderful, wonderful talk.
Thank you.
Enjoyed.
Thank you.
Thank